To the letter. You should follow what your boss said to the letter. Otherwise, you'll lose your job. To the letter. To that end. He was aiming to get into the school swimming team, and to that end he swam every evening. To that end. To say nothing of. She had already eaten a large lunch, to say nothing of a full cooked breakfast that morning. To say nothing of. Sitting duck. For God's sake, Sergeant, we need to get to cover. We're sitting ducks out here. Sitting duck. Stab in the back. There's no telling when she'll stab you in the back. Stab in the back. Trouble in paradise. My wife wasn't in the best of moods on our honeymoon last week. Trouble in paradise? Trouble in paradise. Spring to life. It was a true tourist town. Every year without fail, it would spring to life for the holiday season. Spring to life. Split the difference. To get the business done, I suggest we split the difference in price. Split the difference. Soaking wet. I was caught in a rain shower on my way home from school, got soaking wet, and caught a cold. Soaking wet. Small change. The cost of toothpaste is small change compared to the cost of dental work. Small change. Spill the beans. They had planned it as a surprise party, but somebody spilled the beans. Spill the beans. The pot calling the kettle black. I think it's a case of the pot calling the kettle black when she says he is obsessive. The pot calling the kettle black. Put the cart before the horse. We haven't even finished the website. Launching the product now is putting the cart before the horse. Put the cart before the horse. See right through. She saw right through it and wasn't impressed by those clearly attempting to get at her for her fame or money. See right through. Out of sight, out of mind. She is sad because her boyfriend is moving to Canada, but I think she will soon forget about him. It will be a case of out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Open book. He could read me like an open book. Open book. Keep an eye on. I must keep an eye on this sauce in case it curdles. Keep an eye on. In vain. It became obvious that all her complaints were in vain. In vain. Ahead of one's time. Ahead of one's time. Some inventors are unsuccessful simply because they are ahead of their time. Ahead of one's time. Walk on eggshells. With her, you have to walk on eggshells. Walk on eggshells. Walk of life. Folks in our neighborhood come from every walk of life. Prince and pauper, investor and janitor. Walk of life. Wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I think my boss woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. He's been grumpy all day. Wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and smell the coffee. You have no chance with her. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wait on someone hand and foot. Did you see how she waits on him hand and foot? It's not healthy. Wait on someone hand and foot. Wait for the other shoe to drop. Since she went missing for months, police waited for the other shoe to drop. Wait for the other shoe to drop. Vote with one's feet. You chose him, but did you vote with your feet? Vote with one's feet. Use a sledgehammer to crack a nut. You're going too hard. It's like you use a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Use a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Ups and downs. Heidi and Mike had their ups and downs, but they stayed married for more than 60 years. Ups and downs. Up to date. I like to stay up to date about current affairs. Up to date. Up one's sleeve. I have tried everything I can think of, and I don't have anything more up my sleeve. Up one's sleeve. Up in the air. I think I can do it quickly, but the exact schedule is still up in the air. Up in the air. School of Hard Knocks. You can learn more common sense from the School of Hard Knocks than from any other school. School of Hard Knocks. University of Life. I learned all I need to know from the University of Life, not from books. University of Life. Under one's thumb. She has the entire crew under her thumb. They would do anything for her. Under one's thumb. Under one's hat. Tom promised to keep what Mary told him under his hat. He wouldn't tell anyone. Under one's hat. Under lock and key. The script and other details about the movie were kept under lock and key. Even other executives at the studio were clueless. Under lock and key. Ugly duckling. The ugly duckling turned into a beautiful swan. Ugly duckling. 2 left feet. He should stay off the dance floor with his 2 left feet. 2 left feet. Turn over a new leaf. Every year he resolves to turn over a new leaf and start exercising. Turn over a new leaf. Turn of events. He was left hurt and confused by the sudden turn of events. Turn of events. Turn into. The carriage turned into a pumpkin at midnight. Turn into. Turn in. The thief finally turned himself in at the police station. Turn in. Turn down. He turned down all our offers of help. Turn down. Turn a deaf ear. He turned a deaf ear to all appeals. Turn a deaf ear. Turn a blind eye. The mother turned a blind eye to her son's mischief as she expected him not to repeat it. Turn a blind eye. Track down. As soon as the video of the mysterious homeless woman singing went viral, every journalist in the country was trying to track her down. Track down. Toot one's own horn. Not to toot my own horn, but I already knew all that. Toot one's own horn. To tell the truth. To tell the truth, I felt lonely. To tell the truth. To be honest. To be honest, I expected the game to be worse. To be honest. To a T. The announcement of the political endorsement was timed to a T. To a T. Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. Time flies. Till death do us part. I will love you for better or for worse, till death do us part. Till death do us part. Take part. He declined to take part in the meeting because he did not feel he had anything to add. Take part. Take out of context. The statistics are not very meaningful when taken out of context. Take out of context. Take for granted. Victor had taken it for granted that they'd get married soon. Take for granted. Take a turn for the better. Julian's condition took a turn for the better. Take a turn for the better. Sweep something under the rug. He tried to sweep his mistakes under the rug. Sweep something under the rug. Stumbling block. Idioms are a common stumbling block for learners of a language. Stumbling block. Stone's throw. He lives within a stone's throw of the school. Stone's throw. Seize the day. Full of confidence, Edward knew this was his moment to seize the day. Seize the day. Read between the lines. If you read between the lines a little, you will realize that he has deeper motives. Read between the lines. Make sense. Some things he does just don't make any sense. Everyone is left confused. Make sense. Make an example of. Why am I the only one they complain of? They're just making an example out of me and using me as a scapegoat. Make an example of. Fifth wheel. As the third person along on their date, I felt like a fifth wheel. Fifth wheel. Chain reaction. It started a chain reaction. There's just so much damage to repair. Chain reaction. Dead end. The road comes to a dead end at the lake. Dead end. Bend the truth. If you don't want to hurt her feelings, you're going to have to bend the truth a little. Bend the truth. As far as one knows. As far as I know, he is one of the best doctors in town. As far as one knows. Around the clock. The machine operates around the clock. We only stop it to service it every other month. Around the clock. Ahead of one's time. Ahead of one's time. Some inventors are unsuccessful simply because they are ahead of their time. Ahead of one's time. Eye for an eye. A policy of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth will bring no resolution. Eye for an eye. Elbow room. The employees really don't have much elbow room in which to explore new ideas. Elbow room. Elephant in the room. Climate change is for some people the elephant in the room. Elephant in the room. Eat one's hat. If England signs into the European single currency before 2020, I'll eat my hat. Eat one's hat. Easier said than done. Just go in and tell the boss you want a raise? That's easier said than done. Easier said than done. Easy does it. Be careful with that heavy thing. Take it slowly now. That's right. Easy does it. Easy does it. Take a turn for the better. Julian's condition took a turn for the better. Take a turn for the better. Sweep something under the rug. He tried to sweep his mistakes under the rug. Sweep something under the rug. Stumbling block. Idioms are a common stumbling block for learners of a language. Stumbling block. Stone's throw. He lives within a stone's throw of the school. Stone's throw. Work one's butt off. If you're the only girl in the computer science class, you still rock it, she said, and you still work your butt off just like all of the boys would. Work one's butt off. Fight fire with fire. When you fight fire with fire, everyone gets burned. Fight fire with fire. Each his own. I would never want my bathroom decorated in chartreuse and turquoise, but to each his own, I suppose. To each his own. Rule with an iron fist. My boss there ruled with an iron fist, and no one would dare cross him. Rule with an iron fist. Turn a deaf ear. He turned a deaf ear to all appeals. Turn a deaf ear. Tag along. If you ever visit the bamboo gardens, I'd like to tag along. Tag along. Like father, like son. It's not surprising at all to see Jim enjoy these networking events. Like father, like son. Like father, like son. Fair enough. You can play the exercises pretty well on piano, fair enough, but can you play the movement expressively? Fair enough.